If I may,
Go ahead.
could we move discussion item number 12 to the regular agenda after item 9?
You want to take a discussion? I thought discussion items had to be discussed. You want to move it?
Yeah, I want to move, I requested it be put on the regular agenda,
Or at the
and it
pleasure of
wound
the
up under
council?
discussion item, so if we could move it up to the regular agenda.
Can I get a consensus that we can move it?
What is it about? I mean, it's just a committee appointment.
Do we want to discuss it now? Whenever somebody's wanted to move something, they haven't had to justify it.
Did we?
Please
I'm
let,
just
Okay,
asking
hold
that
up,
it be
hold up,
moved.
hold up. Okay, so let's give the vice mayor a chance to get it set up, but what is it about? Good, do we have a consensus to move a discussion item to an agenda item, or do we want to leave it as a discussion item?
Whatever the pleasure of the council.
in the interim, please let the record reflect that Vice Mayor Dowling is now present.
Okay, we're gonna move on. Nobody's talking.
Evaluations methodology.
That's Susan, wait.
It's you.
Susan, you want to do it? You want me to do it?
Wait, Susan.
This item was requested back in December from the council. It involves the evaluation methodology for the village manager's performance evaluation. What's included in the backup is a copy of the evaluation form that we have used for the past 2 years, as well as a sample received by Vice Mayor Dowling and I believe Councilmember Hernandez. And also what was discussed at the previous strategic planning session regarding village manager evaluation objectives. Each council member was supposed to have emailed me 5 evaluation objectives. I did get responses from some council members, but some I did not. And so what's before the council tonight is a discussion on what evaluation methodology the council wishes to choose for these upcoming evaluations. Does anybody have any questions on the forms?
Councilwoman Hernandez.
So I really think that we should simplify the evaluation form, just because it's so long. But additionally to that, if you see Cities of Stewards is sweet and short, and it gets the job done. It tells you exactly what you need, what we expect, and I really think that we should probably, just go with that.
Madam Mayor.
Go ahead, Vice Mayor.
So in the packet, there is a draft village manager evaluation objectives. And I think that maybe now, during this time, at this moment, we, because I only see two folks that submitted some information. And so we should just run through these and see what are the 5 items we want to evaluate the manager on. Does everybody have that
Hold.
open?
Okay, finish your thought, and then I'm gonna let her speak, and then you want us to discuss it now?
Well, we're supposed to do this this month. So what I'm saying is today at this one, if at this meeting, if we can finalize what are the 5 things that we want to grade him on, or whatever we want to do, so that at our next meeting we can have that information already ready, and we can have grading completed, and everything will be done by our next council meeting.
That's at the pleasure of the council if they want.
I'm in agreement with that.
Yes.
Let's get it over with.
Discussion. Ms. Thomas?
Yes, thank you. Are you talking about this one that was put, is this an example of that 5-task thing?
Yeah, so a part of the agenda, the attachment, it says draft. It's blue at the top, and it just has all of the requirements, or all of the grading points from you said Councilwoman Hernandez and myself. So since no one else has given any information, we can just go to this page, open this document, and then we can just check what 5 that we want collectively.
Okay. So, appreciate that. And the reason I did not put anything forward, because I was satisfied with the one that we had, that we were doing. So if a person has not and is not in a position that they are responsible for making those types of performance evaluations, it can be intimidating. Our manager, who we are reviewing, is a member of the ICMA. That organization is touted as the gold standard in that field. My understanding is our manager utilizes the ICMA resources regularly, so he must be confident in their reliability. The evaluation that we have used in the past was created by the ICMA, where our manager has his accreditation. The ICMA realizes and knows the standards for their members, and that is why they provide that evaluation. If you don't have experience in completing those type of evaluations, it may seem unnecessary and not easy to do, but at this level of responsibility, leadership, and corporate structure that we have here is appropriate and necessary. If not, then the ICMA would not have created that type of an example to use. And additionally, I would like to see a blind employee survey done yearly prior to the manager's evaluation. That information gives indicators of the manager's performance. Also, exit surveys need to be done for employees who are leaving for any reason. That will give indicators as to why. It is why do they like better position, low staff morale, toxic work environment, difficult supervisor. Those things give us information that we can utilize, and we need to know those things. I'm surprised that both of those simple HR tools are not being utilized. They are standard, useful tools for HR and is information in seeing the effectiveness of a manager. Believe me, I understand the position of the manager is complex, multi-layered, and so something simple I don't think serves us well. That's my opinion. I'm used to doing that type of what the ICMA and what we have been using, and I think it serves us well in what we have to do in our evaluations.
Yeah, definitely agree with you with the exit survey part. I think it is important to know why somebody decide to move on. Yes, we understand that the ICEA is the gold standard, but the good thing about serving on the councils is that we get to rate him on what we think. Because we are the one that hired him. So, and if you remember, that form was basically used because we were kind of short on time. We were running up against a deadline. And so we just decided to go with the survey. But I think as we have settled and matured in this, I think it is relevant that we grade him on stuff that's happening right here, actual tangible items. And so, as I mentioned before, if nobody objects, I think we had 3 people that was okay with this. If open this document, the draft village manager evaluation objectives, and we can just take a look at them and see which one of those 5, or what 5 that we can decide on tonight and move forward. I think the other one was extremely too long and extremely complex, and so I have no desire to use that one again. I think that we have come up, we have some better, more perfected evaluation objectives, and so if the pleasure of the council is such, then we can just move with what we have with the draft village manager evaluation objectives that both the council members have decided.
Madam Mayor.
And let me just, sorry, Madam Mayor. I just want the public to know that every week we sit with the village manager. It's not necessary, but we have appointments. I know everyone on this council has a date that they meet with him and a time. And that's the time where we get to go over our agendas, but additionally to that, other things in our mind. Additionally to that, if there's something that we don't like or we would like to correct, we express that during that meeting. You know, one of the things that came up last year was talk louder. That's something that could be addressed in a private setting so that the village manager knows that he needs to put the mic close to his mouth so that people could understand him fully. So things like that, which are tedious, which is micromanaging, which I'm not here to micromanage. You know, he has the background in working in government. He has, and I'm not only defending the village manager, this is any other village manager or city manager. They have the background. Yes, we hire them. We can tell them if I'm not happy with something, I will do that privately. And I'll tell him I did not like that. But when it comes to this village manager evaluation, to the point where, you know, people are putting their personal feelings into this because it's not going their way. At the end of the day, this is a business. He's running the ship how it's supposed to be. And if I don't like something, I will tell him. And the current village manager evaluation is so tedious because it goes into different things that, you know, we already know. Like, we know he's out in the community. How many times I've been in the office and Ms. Linda Ivory has called. He answers a phone call. So I know that he communicates with the citizens, the residents of Indiantown. There's been multiple times where I've walked into him meeting Mr. Caldwell. So, you know, there's a difference between being a micromanager and having this village manager expectation to where, you know, you have to lay out everything. It's not something that we're supposed to, you know, do A to Z. We judge him on his overall and everything he does. And currently, I can tell you that I am satisfied with the village manager's his work around here, and you know, seeing around in other communities, it's 1-2 pages. It's not 7 pages long. So if we can cut something down, I am so for it. And why? Because we're not here to micromanage. My work as a council member is not to micromanage. Yes, I was elected to work for the people, but it's not to just because I don't like who he is or whatever the case is. You need to work with him. You need to work with your council, because if you can't work with your council, I'm sorry. Thank you.
So is this the one that's gonna be the final one? I don't see no draft on it. I thought you said a draft.
Yeah, so there is a,
Now,
it's a blue-
I'm in agreement for shortening, but this right here, I can't approve. Not that one.
Clear your throat.
Oh, I saw that one.
yeah, so what we're talking about is deciding on this information to go in the evaluation.
Susan, do you have that PDF? It was one of the agenda attachments, or
I saw them.
could
I
somebody
thought I
throw
saw
it up
them
there
like
real quick,
a year
maybe?
ago.
I don't know.
Yes.
I'm for this, I'm definitely, I did send them a year ago. I'm definitely for the simplicity, but 5 questions, y'all, that's gotta be more than 5
Mayor,
questions.
I know what you mean.
Mayor.
I'm definitely, oh, I'm
We gotta,
sorry.
yeah, get stoned.
I'm sorry,
We have side things.
Mr.
going
Stone. Don't do that.
Oh, it's my turn?
Yes.
Oh, okay, thank you. So, based on everything that I just looked at, I'm in agreement with Councilwoman Hernandez. I like the one that City of Stewart have. It's 1 page, it's 6 questions, well, 7 questions. And it's simple. Need improvement, meet expectations, or exceeds. Simple. Done. Why recreate the wheel? Here we go.
Yeah, I'm definitely
Mayor.
I'm sorry, Councilwoman Gibbs Thomas.
Thank you. And I am in agreement here with this 5-question thing, for me, is more of it's task-oriented, it's more of a quarterly review on somebody's improvement plan, to keep them on task. That's not what, and I agree, that's not what we're rating on. We're not rating him on, and trying to, do the task thing. This one is not, the Stewart one is not task-oriented. This gives you more leeway on being able to, as we know, and being able to comment on, like meeting with people and the open door and that kind of a thing. It's more subjective. These are more subjective like the other one was. The other one may be tedious, but we need to not be task-oriented. It's more of, yes, we realize what he does, and this gives you more opportunity to express that.
So we're all in agreement to shorten it. Y'all in agreement for this one. I'm just in agreement for, at least a couple more. I definitely like the Stewart one better than the other one. So can we say that we agree, and we can tell, Susan Owens, the clerk, what we want the changes to be? So we can approve it? Do I get a consensus?
So, Madam Mayor, I think we should do 2 things. One, we need to vote on the method to change it from the lengthy to a shorter. And then I think we need to vote on what we're actually gonna evaluate him on.
Let's just take our logo and stick it on Stewart's and done. It doesn't have to take all night.
Councilmember, you can certainly make that motion.
If it's okay with the mayor, I would definitely make that motion.
That amend, Councilman, you can amend the one that, the Vice Mayor suggested.
Oh, I'm very sorry.
I thought there was a
Oh, it was discussion. Did you, you didn't make a motion, did you?
No, but what I will say is when looking at the city of Stewart, no issues with it, but for me, I'm more task oriented. I want to know what he has accomplished, and we set out those tasks at our strategic meeting, and so Stewart's the information evaluation that Stewart has does not represent, in my opinion, what we discussed at the strategic meeting. And so if that is the route we go, it is the pleasure of the council. But for me, I want tangible things that has been done, something I can actually grade him on. For examples, the city of Stewart says clearly communicate directives and expectations. That tells me nothing. So, I don't want us to, in a haste to just skip over this, but I think that we have an obligation to, in my opinion, to be task oriented. So we have actual tangible items to grade him on. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Susan Gibbs Thomas. Councilman Stone.
I'll like to go ahead and make a motion to just go with the one that Stewart has, change the logo, and we have our evaluation. Right. Instead of saying city, would say village, things like that. The obvious things, I think.
Can I get a motion?
That's the motion.
I'll
I'm in
second.
second. Roll call.
I have public comment.
Oh, I'm
Madam
sorry,
Mayor.
public comments.
That's okay. Linda Nycom?
Linda Nycom for the record. We elected the five of you to do a hard job. We did not hire you to do something easy. We, as the public, cannot hire or fire our manager. That is up to your evaluation. And I think that your evaluation has to be as nitpicky as it possibly can, because you are getting input from your voters. The people are talking through you. And to come up with 5 or 7 general comments saying, yes, his shoes were shined, and he did a good job, he greeted everybody. This is not what we voted and hired you guys for. We want you to look at every possible avenue of his performance. Not to say he's done anything wrong, but that's your job to make sure that he has done his job. Thank you.
Agreed.
Number 12.
Number 12 is committee appointments. Councilwoman Gibbs Thomas.
Thank you. I find it interesting. This evening, the council's refusal to allow a council member's request to move an agenda item is a first, so we're still making history. We have a responsibility to work to do the best we can for the people we serve and not for ourselves. Part of that effort is reflected in our appointed committee participation and communication. The reports we bring back reflect that effort. The committee appointments and the involvement in them help shape the future of Indiantown. This responsibility is essential for a local government to be effective. And what has already been said this evening, what we deal with here are issues that are our responsibility to competently handle. It's not personal. It's an issue of making sure the responsibilities of this council are being carried out in a manner that is acceptable and nothing less than what is normal and basic good behavior. This evening, Councilwoman Hernandez report on the Treasure Coast Regional League of Cities is the first one that has been done since September the 23rd council meeting, when staff was instructed by the mayor to contact the Treasure Coast Regional League of City and request the executive director to come and do a presentation to our council. Wait a minute.
Hold on now, I wanna be fair.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, I thought you was here, what a committee appointment that you were talking about. We're not here to talk about that, cause
Yes, we are. I do not yield my time. This is my time.
for a committee appointment,
This is our board appointment, and it is not being fulfilled and carried out. There has not been a report of there was an instruction to, okay, let me finish my thought here, and then you can tell me, okay? Because there has not been a report back to us. 2 business meetings have not been reported on. That was an October and a November business meetings. In those business meetings, the one from October, our September the 23rd council meeting, when staff was instructed by the mayor to contact and request the executive director to come, that is when it was discussed, and that is when it is said right here, and I've got a copy for everybody. It says that it was discussed and that it was a consensus of the board that no one from the Treasure Coast Regional League of Cities attend the meeting, which would be our meeting, and that Councilwoman Hernandez speak to her council to explain how Treasure Coast Regional League of City operates. That has not happened.
but Susan, everybody got that email, so if Mrs. Patricia,
Wait a minute, stop. Let me finish my thought here. You're interrupting, and I have not yielded the floor. I have not yielded the floor. This is our responsibility. We have made an appointment, and that is not, it is discussion.
Yeah, if it's okay, we let it just hear her out.
I thought we was talking about appointing somebody,
Yeah. Oh, I think that's
Committee
where we're getting.
appointments.
I think that's she's given a talk.
I'm
to
trying to give
get there.
some backstory
Yeah.
here to what I am bringing up here, okay? I have not yielded. So this evening on the luncheon that was reported on is the first. We have not, and it was requested from the mayor that there gets a report about what the Treasure Coast Regional League of Cities does. It was discussed in a meeting, and that meeting, the Treasure Coast Regional League instructed our appointee to come back to us and let us know. That has not happened. Those 2 meetings have not been reported on. Your request has not been completed. The Treasure Coast Regional League's instruction has not been done. So that is, I think, we expect professionalism and the job to be done, and it has not been done. There's been ample opportunity. So it ignores the expressed request of the mayor and the direct instruction of the Treasure Coast Regional League Board to report back to this council. My thought is, and this is my thought and my request, if the current village representative assigned is unable or unwilling to fulfill their duty and obligation, and that's what it is, representing us and bringing the information back to us, they should step down. The council needs representation on that league that is capable and willing to fulfill their accepted obligation of that board appointment and the duty that it requires. You know, I had a resident, and I'm sure that they've said it to you. They texted me and said, you know, they reminded me, we can't just change or ignore the rules when it suits us. We have an obligation to fulfill our duties. I would propose that the alternate to that board step up into being the representative, and the current representative, or our current appointee, be the alternate.
And let me
Vice-
just,
hold up.
oh.
Vice Mayor Dowling,
Yeah.
we're gonna end this.
Yeah, so I think with what has just been shared, I think we have to have a little leeway, and what I mean by that is things happen, things come up. I was once on the MPO board. There was a few meetings that I was not able to make it, and here we are. But I think that if that is the information that you're requesting, we send the request to Councilwoman Hernandez. Let her get that information, and then we continue to move on. I think that we're spending too much time, in my humble opinion, beating each other up about what we're not doing, than to actually just move forward and get things done. If it's a problem, I think that we should. It has come to the council. We're talking about it now. If those points that you mentioned are what needs to be done, we talk to the representative, and then we'll wait for her response. It wouldn't make any sense for me to go over to the chamber to ask them anything. That's why I addressed it to you. So I think, if we're talking about starting this new year off right and being on one accord and all of that, then I think these are incidents where when we should allow that leeway. Things happen, and I think that we're spending too much time on the Chicken Little instead of actual stuff that needs to be addressed. And this is not just this committee conversation. It's quite a bit of stuff that we've been experiencing over the last 6 months. I think that we can't beat each other up. I mean, things happen. And, her missing meeting, and I'll agree with you. There is an alternate. I'm not finished. There is an alternate. And if that alternate is in place, I get it. But sometimes the alternate can't even finish. So I think we just need to level head here, and just kind of chill, because I think we are creating problems, internal problems that are going to eventually, I think, destroy us as a group of colleagues. So I hope we take all of that into consideration as we're moving forward in this new year. I just think that we're creating our own issues.
And I just want to make the record reflect. I did attend September's, October's, November's, and December's meetings. But it is clearly I have a babysitter. And, coming into this new year, you would think that people and their personal vendettas, they would, stop. Thank you, Councilwoman Thomas, in regards of everything you said. I will just keep on going. If you really wanted to step up, you would probably take the appointment, because I would have no problem in stepping down from the Treasure Coast League of Cities, because I already have a lot of things on my plate. You're welcome. If you're really going to babysit me on everything like you have done throughout these whole 3-4 years, you're welcome to do it. I'm a grown-up. If you have a personal vendetta, if you don't like me because I'm Hispanic, I'm young, I don't care what the heck you don't like me, but please, it's ridiculous that we have to get to this point. We're adults. I'm a 30-year-old, and I don't know how old you are, but it's fine. I just to let the record reflect, I did attend all those meetings. I did go. And yes, the committee said that I should come back and report to, but why should I? If everyone received the email from Executive Director Patricia in regards of it. If you have any questions, you can call her up. You can talk to Jolene Carballo, but I appreciate it. Thank you. If she would like to take she's welcome. I'm happy. It's a new year. I'm not going to make this affect me.
If I may clarify,
Councilwoman Gibbs.
I did not make this personal. All I did was put fact out there. I am not beating anyone
Yeah, but
up.
still, we all got that email. You know, everybody, yes, they did. Don't sit up there
Okay,
like you,
okay,
you
stop,
don't
stop,
know,
stop.
Susan. Just finish your point,
Thank
so we
you.
can finish this meeting.
Okay.
That was unnecessary, because everybody was on that email. This wasn't about
Was the
misdemeanor.
public on that email? Because here's the
The
thing, it
public.
was, the mayor stated
caused
in
it.
public, on record, that she wanted something to come back. It's not just to us. We serve the public. It's a disservice to them. They're sitting here thinking, haven't heard anything out of it,
They
so,
who is they?
public, the people we serve. You stated that you wanted this done. It hasn't been done.
Are you finished, or you got more? You done?
Well, here's the thing. All I did was state fact. It is not personal. I'm not babysitting anybody. It's
Do you
called
wanna be- do you wanna
accountability.
be on the committee,
No,
Susan?
I do not.
Okay.
We have somebody that's an alternate. Let them step up.
All right.
This council saw fit to yank me off there. I'm done with it.
Thank you all. And for the record, we committee people, anything that's on discussion has to go on the agenda, so that be clarified, that we're not being fair to people who want to be on boards. So make that clear, that all discussion items we discuss as a whole, including Susan Gibb Thomas, that we put it on the agenda, okay? So let's make that clear. Okay, I don't care about your speaking mind, but you need to be fair, all of us, when we're speaking. Now, if there are any more announcements?
Or just a comment, last comment concerning this is, I think an easy fix is we can just get that information presented at our next meeting and continue to move forward.
It's the emails. So we read the email.
You know, and I do concur with the public being in the know if you know that is the issue. So we can just discuss that. She can discuss it at our next council meeting. I just don't know what this big to do is.
Any announcements?
Oh, yeah.
The MLK Parade in Booker Park is this Saturday. And then also, don't forget the 29th is the Thelma Waters Cleanup Day. This meeting is adjourned.